MK, and I am back with another Grateful For video for you guys today. I will be using a couple old products. These are compliments from the Give Me Sugar line from Close to My Heart. I haven't touched them, so they are practically brand new. Yay! But they are from probably 2018, 17, somewhere in there. I also have this Park Lane Americana. It's about 2 years old in my stash, but it has some double-sided cardstock in the back, some specialty papers, and then double-sided printed cardstock throughout, which I think is kind of fun, but I don't have a whole lot left in this paper pack. I also picked out this paper it's the Delish collection by Paper House, and I only picked it out for the wood grain, so I do plan on doing something there. I also have some wood veneer pieces by Close to My Heart. I can't decide which one I want to use just yet, so I pulled them both. I also have some Dottie About Flair. I still think that's funny. That I definitely want to get on this page. I am just really loving using my Flair. I have 5 micro photos that I plan on doing. I'm actually out of photo paper, so I used my HP Sprocket to print off these photos, which I think is really weird because they come out perfectly fine, but the Sprocket tells me that they're out of focus or bad resolution or something, and I just ignore it. So I picked out some papers from this paper pad. Now I'm going to go through the cardstock because I use what I already brought out, right? But I didn't know which one would look good with my photos, considering all the colors are inside that floral paper that I picked out. So all the photos are the exact same size. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 5 photo mats for them, which leaves me a lot of cardstock left over. And they are all sticky backed. So I thought that I would leave this in really quick to show you how quick and easy it is to throw these photos on a layout. I bought my sprocket so that way I could, which I guess you could consider it an appliance, but I brought my sprocket in case I ran out of photos during a crop, and then that way I was able to print photos on the fly type of thing. And I'm okay with the size. They're about 2.5 by 3.5, a little bit 2.25, 3.5, anywhere, somewhere in there. All right. So I went ahead and I ripped off the foodie portion of this wood grain. And then I have this really cool, just awesome wood grain left over. Went a little bit crazy on my distress tool, so I decided to go with it. And I took my little tear, went and got my micro stapler here and decided to staple the opening so you could see the other side of the wood grain as well. So I thought, oh, that works out perfect. And the other side of the wood grain was this really awesome, like confettied, graffitied, not grid. I'm just going to say the word because that's what it wants me to say, but it was brick. I hate it when a word just is there. It's so demanding. Anyways, my photos. These photos are, I went and I fussy cut out all those flowers and did my thing. I wasn't going to make you guys watch those. That was annoying. Plus, I have a gentleman in the house trying to fix our heater. We have been having heater issues for quite a while now, and we finally threw in the towel and called somebody. Normally my husband and I are very mechanically inclined, and this was just, we give up. We couldn't do it anymore, so we called somebody. Anyways, the photos are of appliances back then and now. So one of them is of the washer that was in my grandmother's basement. Yes, that weird looking barrel of a thing was in my grandmother's basement back in the day when I used to go over there for the summers. And so then I have 2 photos. One when I first purchased my washer and dryer, which are stackable. And that's what I thought I wanted until I hit my door on the head one too many times. And I thought, no, I'll pass. And then my husband decided to build me a countertop over the washer and dryer because that is what they are for, is to be tucked under into smaller things. Now, they aren't the full-size washer and dryer. I know I have 6 children. Why didn't I go industrial? Because of the fact that I want them to learn how to, have patience in a way. And when it's just me and my husband, we don't have a whole lot of laundry going on. And so we do lots of loads. We have about 8 loads of laundry to do throughout the week. And if you gather everybody's laundry up, but for them to throw in a load really super easy, and it practically comes out dry from the washer. So the drying cycle is like null and void. But we still do just to get the wrinkles out. But yeah, it just, I'm just very grateful. My husband calls them my space shuttles, because they make all sorts of noises and have loads and loads of buttons to play with that I have no clue what they do. But I am very grateful for them, because when we had to do our laundry in my grandmother's basement, it scared the living daylights out of me. So that thing, oh my god. And it like walked. It would sit there and spin, or the auger would, it was just weird. It rocked back and forth on those little tiny legs, and it just scared me. And I used it all the way up until I was 15. So, but fun times, really fun times. I'd have to say. And then of course, I'm very grateful for my KitchenAid mixer. Now my mixer is new to me. Very, very new to me. I've only had it for 2 years. And the more I use it, the more I fall in love with it. So I'm still dabbling in what I can and cannot do with it. So one of these days, when I'm not so afraid of it, maybe I will test my limits for what it is capable for. But yes, I am very grateful, because I did used to have one of these little, we called them an egg beater, because that's pretty much the only thing they were good for, is to fluff up eggs. Anything else that you tried to really use on these, especially what this mixer can do, I'm gonna have to say that little gear where the handle is hooked up to would just break apart. And yes, I am that rough on my appliances. It's a good thing that they weren't very expensive, but back in the day they used to be fairly expensive. And so anyways, I've been there and I've done that, and I am grateful for the technology that allows us to, be a little bit more hands-free in the kitchen, and, be able to walk away from your laundry and not have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. All right. So I had to disappear because I want sequins. I thought about having sequins intermixed amongst these flowers, and I thought that it would be a really cool idea. But the first ones I picked out, I brought to the table, and I was like, oh, those don't match as good as I thought they did. I mean, I thought it was going to be like a one and done, but no, they were way off. All of these little jars are from the Not Just for Boys Kit Club, and I will be mixing 2 of the sequins together because they had very similar sequins within them. However, I did love that bright orange wood grain that was in one of them, and then I practically used everything else out of the other dish. So I just brought in the second one because I wanted that bright orange wood grain, excuse me, to match the peachy orange that I had going on. So at first I thought I would test the waters, and I put one of every sequins down at the bottom of the little floral cluster where I forgot to put a flare down because it was tucked in and oh so cute. But I definitely totally forgot to put that flare actually like on the page. And I tested out all the sequins to see how they would look together before deciding to do this across my entire page. And then what I do is I like to take one kind of sequins and scatter it throughout the entire page. And then I'll take more of the, another type of sequin, scatter it across the page, and so on and so forth. And I dump a little bit. I got a little bit of crazy carried away this go around, but usually I dump just a little bit of the sequins into the lid of the jar and work from that tiny lid. But for some reason, I just dumped out a ton of stuff. Normally, I will go until one color is gone within the lid and then realize that, that was perfect. That's all I really needed. But this go around, I wanted a little bit more of the green, and I wanted a little bit more of the blue in there because the blue was perfect match to these flowers that are on the page. I also have to tell you guys that anytime that I am doing a layout about food or the kitchen or anything, I honestly, the only thing I can think of and the only scheme of things that I can think of is the amazing Pioneer Woman. I swear I don't know her name. I apologize. And I also don't watch TV. That's another really cool thing. But I realized that she has a TV show. She teaches you how wonderful she cooks and all the really cool things. She made this amazing. I watched it waiting for the dentist, by the way. That's how I see my TV, is going to doctor's appointments. But she made this amazing, like, chicken something or another that she threw on top of, is like chicken nachos or something, but had no chips. And she threw it all in a cookie sheet, dumped a whole bunch of really good stuff on top, and then it came out looking amazing. So I will be looking up that recipe because that looked amazing, and super simple. She makes it look so easy. Of course, it's on TV. All right, I did some journaling for you guys, basically just talking about how these have got to be my 3 favoritist appliances. I know favoritist is not a real word. It's my word. But in the whole household, these are my 3 favorites out of all of them. If I had to get rid of anything, these are the only 3 that I would beg to keep. So that's pretty much what my journaling is about, because I know where I came from. I know what it was like, and I am grateful for today's technology, but I do still want to remember what I had to deal with before I got all this really cool technology. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and listening to me just rattle on and on and on about nothing at all. But I do want you guys to go check out Janet. Janet's stories are so amazing and so heartfelt, that I love what she comes up with, especially when it comes to like documenting this type of stuff. She's got so much to say and so much to journal. It's really, really awesome. So her channel link will be down below for you to go check out what she is doing for this series, because she is joining me this month. So go ahead and check out Janet. She is Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube, and I will check y'all later. Thank you. Bye.